Oh, that ain't good. So I'm working on the Amiga 3000, just doing some iGame stuff, when I noticed this. It's not the 26th of April. It's not 11/11. Isn't that crazy? And I just noticed this clock is ripping. Look at the seconds. So that tells me that variable capacitor. So when I did my RPC clock chip, that's weird. So I'm gonna take the cover off and see what's going on. It's been running really well. External GoTech, I mean, everything's been fine. I got some old Cambridge Soundworks speakers from the 90s for it too. And we got the 1010, two easy 135s, a Jazz and a Zip, Yamaha 4416 CDR. Everything's been great. Two high density floppies. But when your clock starts ripping through the months, crazy. So by the time I get this fixed and released, it may be the 26th of April. But, you know, editing videos takes time. When you film so much, you overfilm, you have to edit. And my iGame never did launch. So I'll pop the case and we'll check back on this. I'm filming on my phone, so it might look a little clearer. And we'll check back when I get the cover off. I'm gonna leave this actually running. I'm gonna try and lift all this up and move it out of the way. So here we are, still 26th of April apparently at noon. What I did was I popped the top on the 3000. The keyboard and mouse are unplugged. I have an ESD strip on my foot. And this is a plastic Phillips screwdriver, which we're going to see if we can turn. Oh. Well, I can't get in there properly. Let me get the Amex card out and the stupid, well, I can probably leave the expansion systems card in, but it literally just pops out. So we'll take that out and put that on the data flyer board. We'll pop this out. It doesn't need to be on, and it might be an extended boot because of the floppies being disconnected. So let me get that out of the way. It's hard to film on your phone with one hand. All right, so here we go, rebooting. You can still see it's crazy as heck. So adjusting this has done nothing. The clock is still blitzing by the days. I don't think it's working at all. So I'm adjusting the trimmer capacitor and watching the screen for, you know, the clock to kind of chill out. I'm doing micro movements because it's a fine line of getting this sorted. However, I believe this part was damaged during the Great Battery Acid Leak. And when I put the new clock chip in, I do not have this trimmer cap. So I have one in the 500's belly slot that I might just borrow. Except I hate taking the 3000's board apart. It is such a pain in the butt. All right, control left Amiga, right elbow. If you're concerned that I don't have an ESD strap on, it's on my foot. Since I'm always in my pajamas, I don't need to show you my foot. Trust me, it's there. I like my hands free, that's why I don't wear one on my hand. Okay, here we go. What day is it today? Now we're still doing nothing. Well, I think this is just so toast from my fat fingers in the way. And you're supposed to do micro movements with this, but you would see it. Like, this is just spinning and spinning. It's doing nothing. There's no stop point anymore. How fast that's going. Oh my gosh, minutes are like 10 seconds or 20 seconds. I probably went 5 turns on it. 3000s are extra picky, Amigas. What do we got now? Still rolling. So this didn't do nothing. I need to replace this guy right here because yeah, it's like gone. It turns and turns and turns and nothing happened. So I'm gonna get this pulled apart. We're gonna take the clock trimmer cap off of an A501 that's in the 500, which means I'm gonna have to do something, I don't know. I have to desolder that, and then we'll take the whole motherboard out again when everything was perfect, and we're gonna solder and desolder that sucker, and hopefully not destroy anything else, and put a new one in, because, you know, technical taps don't work, and, you know, don't do what I do. Just enjoy the show. Okay, so we're back to scalp a 500 part, and I apologize for this weird camera angle. I'm recording this in 4K, so the camera is like literally right above me, so right in my way. But this is an A501 that I took out of my computer. It's from 1998. It's from 1988. It is a pristine A501. The battery was removed way before anything could have been hurt by the Varta that was in there. So as you can see, it's in great condition. Why do I want to chop this up? Because I think the 3000 is more important than these turds that are everywhere. So what I need to do is I need to take TC9, which is the trimmer capacitor, number 9, and I might take the metal crystal. I don't know. And this clock chip is an Oki M642B, but I'm not worried about it. This does have the other 4 256K chips for the other 512, and here are your what is it? What are these? 33? Yeah, 0.33 UF ceramic, multi-layer ceramic caps. And I was gonna put these on the 500, and that way I don't need the belly slot. It has 2, what are these? 16 volt 100s capacitors. These are Shoeies. They are not leaking. I do have new caps if I ever felt like doing that, but this works fine, and there's nothing wrong with this board, and it can still be a 512K memory expansion without a battery backed up real-time clock. It doesn't really matter. I just need these parts. This is one tantalum capacitor that I'm going to scalp all of this off to put it in the 3000, but I first have to get these off. And I want to get the 3000s board out also to have these in comparison so we can put them together. So the 3000 is sitting right here, ready to be disassembled. My soldering iron is hot, and we are going to start taking all these things apart if this stupid tripod that this is on is going to be nice to me today. What is this? It is literally that big, and it's in the way when I'm filming right here. I have to work around it, and it's kind of hard. So I'm going to stick it on the big tripod, and we can get this in 4K. So we're almost there. Top half's off. Getting ready to disconnect everything. Get this out. Flip her upside down. So this is what we got going on. I just want to show you for comparison. In this same area, the 501. So we have the same trimmer cap. We have the same crystal. This is a RP5C01. This is an Oki M5428. I don't see any of the other Ricos on here. Do you? No. I'm going to borrow this. I may replace this. I have a whole bunch of them. There. Take your pick. So, I can see some crusties. Oh, I can see some crusties around here, around here, around here. Now, everything's crusty because the battery was just obliterated. This battery did such damage all over the place. This was replaced, this was replaced. You saw the videos. So we're gonna strip this down, get these out, and then take a peek at what we got. So here is the old one removed, and I'm gonna sit it on top of the Agnes here. And what you can see, if you're like me, is you can clearly see green sputs all over, and the holes are a little chunky. This one's good. You can see a little bit of something around that one. This is the ground one, so this will be the positive. But anyway, right around here, these would normally be connected to this capacitor here, and that would run on up and touch to here. And you'd figure, minus not on this side, but on this side you'd have continuity. Yeah, trust me, it doesn't have continuity. Right around here. So right on this corner I scraped and I have it. But on this solder joint, I don't. So I might just bodge wire a little bit, or drag some solder, scrape away some mask here, and drag some solder. So let me get that sorted, and then we'll get to the dissection of the 501 and get this turd out. And I forgot to press record. So apparently I didn't record all that fixing. So anyway, here to here had no continuity. You can see there was a break. So as you can tell, I cleaned this, and I had through hole, but I had nothing over here. This was schmutzy. I checked the line, it was good to here, and then the ring on the through hole didn't have a cross, so I just drug some solder across. Now we have continuity. All right. Was that the problem and not the TC? But I don't know. So we're going to replace it anyway, because that one, the original one, is very dirty. I was going to, not that one, that one's for video. This is pretty crusty in here, and I want to replace it anyway. So let's desolder the 500 one. I'm not going to bore you with the footage of desoldering. It's just basically heating up two pads. I will mark them off. There's a positive and a negative. The positive is always the side with the little, thing. Or is that the negative? I forget. One of the two, If it don't work one way, put it on the other way. No, seriously. So this side is ground, this side goes to the crystal, this goes to here, goes back over to here, into the RP5C01. So the trimmer capacitor is out of the 501. Here it is, right here. Still has a little bit of flux on it. So it's just the positive side, whoops, and a negative side. So the negative side is here, and the positive side is on the flat. Positive side is definitely the one with the stripe. So with that little turd, we're going to take this and put it in here, like so. All done. So now the positive on the replacement goes to here, the negative goes to the ground plane. This has been repaired, and we'll give it a shot. Let me solder this in. So I soldered it in. I verified I have continuity between here and here, the negative and here, here, and here, and I can't get through a resistor, and then to the chip. Better yet, let's just kind of hook her up, put some fire to her, and hit the button and see what's happening. We'll fire it up on the old Dell here and see what the clock looks like. So here's my awesome setup. New clock in. I don't know if it's booting. Let's see. So we're firing it up on the Dell. I'm not going to do the capture card. I don't have my stuff hooked up. Oh, that ain't good. Just waiting a second. That ain't good. Okay, so holding this with my finger. Look. Yay, we're not freaking out anymore. Awesome. And it's also June 15th, 2019. Cool. But anyway, replacing that booger. Did that booger, fixing a couple jumpers, and especially that one near the resistor, and didn't have to replace the crystal. Didn't hurt the A501 because I didn't have a battery in it anyway. Don't do the clock, don't care, not required. I can even put that messy trimmer capacitor and let that one freak out if it needs it, but I'm not. So whatever the stock value is without it is what it's going to be. Maybe it'll work a little better now. I'm using the sprint layout diagram, thanks again, John, for this, and I found a little boo-boo. So what I did was I checked all of my components. If you click on something, it'll give you the path of where it's supposed to go, and you can check on how things are supposed to have continuity. But when I get up here to the positive terminal, I don't have anything to the other leg of this resistor. And that's kind of a problem. It's a coin cell replacement I got from Amiga Kit, and I've used these on many of my repairs you've seen in the past. When I repaired this, well, the positive terminals, they go to this one right here above where I repaired. So I'm going to pull this out, and we're going to check what's going on from here to here. And if I have to run a budge wire, I will. Okay, so that was easy enough off camera. And here's my original battery damage that we thought we caught. So you can see the ground plane is really screwed up, but it's so thick. It's still good, actually. There is not a lot to this part. The ground plane's on the bottom, but here, these are the two positives. This one connects to this one underneath, and it does have continuity, but right here, you can see this is supposed to go to here, and we have nothing. Now we have a little bit of schmutz here on the glass crystals, and I'm going to go ahead and go over these and give these a nice cleanup here and see what we get. A couple seconds on your end, I have now continuous continuity. I've resoldered the battery on between this point, and right here. I ran a budge wire underneath because apparently the trace that runs up like this is broken right at the through hole, and I don't want to do any more damage than has been done trying to repair it. I could do scrape and trace, but the board is in such poor condition underneath, kind of like this plane looks, where it was easily scratched. It was just etched out so bad. You saw it. So I ran a wire underneath, and there are many wires underneath because of my Denise issue that I had originally when I had to fix a lot of through-hole damage. We're going to place this back together, put the daughter card in, power supply, drives, fire it up, see what happens. It should, like, do this scuzzy, weird check first. You know what? It ain't going to do nothing because, that might help. All right. Let's see what we get. Oh, now we're booting. Not that that makes a difference. On boot, you can run it without a battery. So it is now booting. We will set the clock, and then we will see if it holds the time. It is June 15th, 2019. Again, interesting. What is today? The 7th, April, 2020. What time is it? Hey Google, what time is it?
It's 2:44.
We'll do 245. Save. 4/7/2020. We're ticking at a normal pace. And yeah. Turn it off. Do. Now, before, when I turn this on, this thing would like post like 3 times. You'll hear the SCSI like going brr, brr, trying to read the information from the SCSI chip, which should be saved in battery backed up RAM, but it's not because something was up. So let's see if it just boots. Maybe. This is like 3 times. Nope, I don't think it worked. Alright, there's the boot. Come on. Oh, it held. Awesome sauce. Hey Google, what time is it?
2:46.
Hot dog. Yay. It held. Finally. Okay. I don't know how that got undone. Apparently, one of those crusties must have lost contact because I was having all sorts of weird issues. And my desktop clock, I must have quit because you saw it was always the wrong date. So now we're gonna do it again just because. Here it comes. All right, what do we get? What's today's date? The 7th. Yay, 2:46. Hey Google, what time is it?
It's 2:48.
Well, we're about a minute slow, but you know, I wasn't perfect. So at least the seconds are ticking. And we can go to analog. And yay. So we're back in business on the 3000. Now, I just got to put this thing back together. Again, I really hate taking this thing apart. I did notice one thing that is, I don't know if this is normal. So if you know, please comment. These right here, this resistor pack. Yeah, this resistor pack is hot, like hot. This one, this one, not so much. This one, it's really hot. I haven't had any problems with anything. I haven't touched the radial caps in here. I haven't touched those yet. I have them, but they've been fine. These are the Shoei originals. This daughter board is in such pristine condition, I have not wanted to touch it. But the through hole down there on the corner and the radial there, and the 1, 2, 3, 4 radials, I haven't touched. I have them. I was just wondering why this gets so darn hot. I mean, like, not burn your finger hot, but significantly hotter than you would think. That is RP607. And I don't know if the other one's hot. And there's my water heater. Wouldn't it be a video without my damn water heater coming on? So let me get this, and we'll fire it back up and see what blows. Getting there. The board is in. You'll notice I have a heat sink on here. It is stuck with double-sided thermal sticky tape. That is used for surface mount heat sinks. And I'm just plugging in my hard drive light. I have new circuit boards for this, thanks to John again. And haven't really done anything with it yet because it's been working. I scraped and scratched, but when it breaks, I will replace it. Everything's been good. I hit it with a can of compressed air just to get any other crust off. I also made sure the plastic underneath of the board was wiped clean and anything underneath of that plastic was blown out. There was just some dust. Anyway, we're gonna put the daughter board in and the power supply tray and all the goodies. So it's back together. I moved the Aradney on the bottom, the AMAX next slot, skipped the slot, and then I went with the Data Flyer 8 meg expansion, along with the 16 meg that's in the unit. And SCSI to SD is SCSI, and hard drive light is hard driving. And we are back, and the time is, yay, 7th of April, 2020. Hey Google, what time is it?
3:19.
2 minutes, a minute slow. So I'm gonna set this clock, because it just went. There we go. So it's holding, we're fixed, and I'm gonna put this, I always like to do one final hello. Oh, I gotta check one thing. One problematic turd seems to be the AMAX. I know I gotta organize my icons. Sometimes it just doesn't want to launch. I don't have the hard drive hooked up. Whoops. Let's see if we get the blinking cursor. All right. I was getting a green screen where the ROMs weren't like loading right. So we're there, and we'll get this sorted. I'll put the drive back so we can make that boot. We'll give it a final test. She is back in all her glory. My Amiga magnet. Anyway, I have the external GoTech. I have the Cambridge Soundworks speakers. The zip drive, the jazz drive is powered off. 1010's off, as is the Yamaha. I arranged my icons. We're gonna do the AMAX. Oh, real quick. The date is still correct, 7th of April. So now we're gonna do AMAX and make sure the hard drive is there. It is, and we're gonna say start. Oh, okay. And we should get over here booting. There we go. Welcome to Macintosh. And we're up. There's nothing on here. I never loaded it. So, at least it's working. And the basic functions of the Mac are on this one. Well, a long day. That was several hours of work. Come on. Hard drive light is hard driving. Monitor, the fingerprints help with speed and crustiness. Extra crustiness equals clarity. So keep an eye out for that. Now I could hook up a cable here and get on the old interwebs and all that good stuff with the Radney 2 card, but little cable shortage right now, so I don't have enough to run because I kind of hooked it up to the old wind blows machine there in the old Hackintosh, so that's currently not on the plate. I can get my button gear and do that, but for now the 3000s clock is not ticking crazy fast anymore. The date is correct. It's currently 7th of April 2020. If you're watching this in the future, just know I film a lot of stuff because I talk too much and I have to cut hours of footage down, so I figured I'd film this one shorter, bit by bit, so you didn't hear me yapping and flapping over all that stuff. You already know what it's all about. If not, go back and peep some of my other videos. You can see me busting this thing apart, tearing it up, breaking stuff, and repairing things, and, you know, having all sorts of fun Amiga. So that's it for today. Oh, you know what? You know what started this? I went to play some iGame, and yeah, so that's what started it. So let me let's see here. I don't have much on here. Oh, let me quit this for a second. So we're just gonna run, what was I running, Darius? I don't know what I was running. Where did my previews go? I thought I was playing Dark Mirror. Yeah, I know. I have some weirdness going on right here. Look. Yeah, that's custom right there. La 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 la. What was I gonna play? Dark Mirror. Okay. So Dark Mirror. What is it? F10 to quit. So that's what I was originally starting to do when I noticed the clock was running at a super fast speed, which had me take it all apart. So that's what we're rocking on. And this is Dark Mirror from, I don't know, something. Do we have sound? Do I click? Do I press? Oops, I had a save game, but yeah. We're rocking the old Sega Master System joypad, but okay, great. Y'all. So I like this game. It's an adventure game, and I'm probably gonna die. And there's a key on that barrel I'm supposed to pick up, and I'm probably gonna get killed by this orc. Oh, because I'm trying to do this one-handed. There we go. Yeah. So that's what started this all, and I was trying to do iGame, and I noticed my clock was ticking really quick, and you know how that works. You just got to check these things out, and I don't have a lot of iGame stuff on this partition, but I love the 3000, and she's all back together for this week until she decides to break something else. So stay tuned for more adventures in repairing this old stuff, and I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching.